it go. But he just kept on being loud and wrong. And that's when I should have tapped into my glow, but I tapped into I'm about to let you know. But I'm gonna do better next time. But I also wish people would do better as well. What's up, you guys? Nicci here, creator of the Glow Code. Welcome to 2024. I'm trying to show up here in 2024. I was a little MIA quite a bit in 2023, but as part of my new attitude in 2024, what I've decided to do is to be a little more open about my actual everyday life. All right. So as you may or may not know, I am a practicing criminal defense attorney. And sometimes the challenges of my job is not so much the law. It is interacting with the community or demographic that the majority of my clients come from. And, you know, for a multitude of reasons having to do with systemic issues, having to do with, you know, past trauma, having to do with historical issues. It's not always, easy to deal with and easy to serve the people, many of whom are from a specific demographic that I tend to work with in the criminal justice system. But typically I'm able to like work through it. So I can usually relate. I can usually kind of translate something into an analogy that they could understand or whatever. So it's cool. But yesterday, honey, let me tell you, somebody tried it. They tried it. And they had kind of pushed me out of my glow zone for a minute. For a minute, I had went to the dark side. Like the light had left and I unfortunately met darkness with darkness. And I'm going to tell you. All right. So I had a case that was on for plea and this person is facing a substantial amount of incarceration. And that is unfortunate. However, this person is caught on a Ring doorbell doing something that is also very troublesome. So when you are caught on camera doing something and you did it in front of about 3 witnesses in broad daylight and there's gunshot residue all over your clothes, ain't really much I could do but try to get you the best plea we gonna get, which is what I tried to do, which is what I think I did. Family member shows up and is beasting, like upset, like this is some bull. I don't know why he got to do that much time. I just got out. I know how the system go. I just got out. If we, you know, it's about money. It's about money. If he was rich, he wouldn't be going through this. Like beasting, like walking up on me like he know me. And at first I tried to let it go, but he just kept on being loud and wrong. And that's when I should have tapped into my glow, but I tapped into I'm about to let you know. And I said what I said. He said what he said. And then I said what I said. Moral of the story is, in 2024, the lesson I learned yesterday was like, I just don't need to engage. The glowing thing to do at times can be to just walk away. Because quite frankly, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way, like, he wasn't even competent to be included in the conversation. Like, I should have even responded because, one, you don't have the facts. You don't have the information. You don't know what you're talking about. You haven't been here the full year that this case has been going on. As a matter of fact, today is the first day you ever showed up with no check, no facts, and just opinions that nobody asked for. But I didn't have to respond. Okay, so now we're getting to the glowing part. Like, this is what I should have done. And this is what I'm encouraging you all to do in your daily lives. Because I'm sure you meet frustrations as well. I'm sure you're put into positions where, you know, your ego wants to respond to somebody. Girl, me too. But this is maybe what we should do if we're going to glow. We're going to live in gratitude, love, optimism, and wisdom. All right. So before we speak, before we respond, before we react, these are 3 things that we should think about and process if we can before we commit to speaking. All right. So number 1, you should ask yourself, is what I'm about to say true? obviously, if what you're about to say is false, there's no grounds for you to be saying it. Like if it ain't true, don't say it. Now, what I was saying was true. And the fact is, the truth be hurting people's feelings in the criminal justice system when you have to honestly look at yourself and what you have raised and what this person has done on camera. That's true. Don't come at me. This is true. So what I was saying was true. Okay, but that's just the first marker. Number 2, if it is true, the next question you need to ask yourself is it necessary? Although this is true, is it necessary that I communicate this at this time? Is it necessary that I say this? Like, is it needed? And this is where I'm going to have my hangups, is in determining whether something is necessary. Because the me in me be feeling like it's necessary for me to let you know you're not going to be talking crazy to me. But is that really necessary? Probably not. Probably not. So, but that's where I'm going to be working. You're going to have to figure out where you're going to work on your stuff. Now, number 3. So number 1, is it true? Number 2, is it necessary? Number 3, is it kind? And I think this is important because there are times when something may be true. They also may be necessary. But is the way I have formulated this sentence and or phrase the kindest way to communicate the message I'm trying to get across? Or did I purposely sprinkle a little sazon on there just to put the dagger in, just to sting you a little bit with what I'm about to say? Is there a better way to say this? So these are the 3 things that if we are going to try to commit to being women who glow, that we should think about before we speak, before we respond, before we react. Number 1, is what we're about to say true? Is it necessary? And number 3, is it kind? So if it's true, maybe it needs to be said, or maybe not. If it's true, but it's just not necessary to be communicated, maybe you can keep it to yourself. If it is necessary and true, try to figure out a way to say it that is kind. Okay. And we have to be adults about that, because just because something might hurt your feelings doesn't mean that me saying it is unkind. It could just mean that you and your feelings. So these are some determinations that we have to think about and that we have to make. But obviously, we should not be going out of our way just to say things that are unkind. So that's the glowing tip for the day, you guys. And I have to tell you, being honest about myself, as I am endeavoring to do and being a little more transparent in my life with the glow code this year, I'm gonna need to work on this, y'all, because I don't bother nobody. Like, I really don't. I mostly just stay to myself. Anybody who know me will tell you I don't be nowhere. I don't be saying too much. I be by myself. But if you start with me, I be having a hard time letting it go. I be wanting to finish. And so this is what I'm working on in 2024. I could have just said, you know what I'm about to say is true. I think it is necessary for the family to digest these truths about this situation, although it is a difficult one. But maybe there's a kinder way for me to say this. Or maybe, although this is true and necessary, maybe I don't need to be saying it to you, sir, because I don't know you. You ain't my client. You ain't paid me a dime. You just showed up today and you're not competent to engage in the conversation. So although it is true and necessary, maybe it's not necessary for you. I could have just walked away. But the ego in me was like, nah, I'm not about to let him talk crazy to me in a courtroom hallway. He must not know. You gonna learn today. Not I, said the cat. I'm not the 1, the 2, or the 3. That's the attitude I had. And, that wasn't really glowing. And I didn't really feel great about it afterwards. But I'm going to do better next time. But I also wish people would do better as well. All right. This is Nicci Page in 2024. I hope you have a great day. I hope that you can kind of think for yourself as you're moving throughout your day and encountering the challenges that I'm sure you all come across in your day when people try you. And remember to think to yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? And always move with gratitude, love, optimism, and wisdom. And when you fall off, when you make a mistake, that's what repentance is for. So I had apologized to God. I asked him to forgive me for, coming out my face like I did in that instance, and ask for strength to help me to do better the next time. So before we go, I want to encourage you all to hit the link in my bio or the description box, wherever you may be watching this video. Hit the link in my bio. Number 1, get the freebie bundle. Do that. All you gotta do is hit the button, sign up, get the freebie bundle. There are mini courses in there, affirmations in there. And once you join the freebie bundle, you'll have access to the general community of the Glow Code. But if you wanted to take it a step further, where the magic really happens, or should I say where the miracles really happen, where the community really comes together, you're going to go ahead and need to actually join the Glow Code Collective. And you can get all of that there by hitting either the link in the description box or the link in my bio, depending on where you may be watching this video. So I look forward to sharing more with you this year, to being more open, and to growing and glowing with each of you, and to really kind of creating and cultivating a community, a dynamic community of women who are believers, women who really want to try to get this thing right. And by this thing, I mean life, how we're supposed to be living, how we're supposed to be walking, how we're supposed to be talking. Women who are willing and looking forward to being authentic and not necessarily coming off and pretending like we got it all together and we perfect. I feel like the time for the fakery and the foolery, that might have been last year, the year before, but in 2024, I feel like God wants us to come correct, to come authentically, to come and say, this is me, flawed, but still attempting to move forward. This is me believing. Maybe not necessarily to any particular doctrine or any particular denomination. I just want the truth. It don't have to come with any particular label on it. Just give me what's true. That's what the Glow Code is about. So I've been talking for a long time. I apologize, but I feel like I really need to get this off my chest. So I love you guys. As we always say here before we leave, know the code, live the code, light the world. See you guys soon. You guys have a great day. Peace.